In the quiet of a shaded grove, under the Bodhi tree, where silence speaks louder than words, a disciple once asked the Buddha a question that echoed through centuries. If the ultimate truth is one, if there is but one supreme reality, then why are there so many religions? Why are humans divided by belief if they seek the same light? The Buddha did not answer immediately. He waited, as he often did, allowing the question to settle like dust in still air. Then he picked up a handful of leaves from the forest floor and held them gently in his palm. "What do you think?" he asked. "Are there more leaves in my hand or on the trees of this forest?" The disciple answered, "There are far more leaves in the forest, Lord." The Buddha nodded. "In the same way, what I have realized is vast, like the forest. What I have taught is like these few leaves. Each religion in the world holds but a few leaves, glimpses of truth, reflections of the one reality, but not the whole forest. No one belief system owns the full sky. This is where our journey begins. The notion that truth is singular, but its expressions are many, is not new." The Buddha, who was more concerned with liberation than dogma, did not claim exclusivity over spiritual truths. He saw religions not as contradictions, but as different medicines for the same suffering. Just as different people have different illnesses, cultures have different spiritual needs. The medicine that heals one person may not suit another. Some require discipline, others devotion. Some need silence, others ritual. Some are drawn to the infinite through logic, others through love, poetry, or action. And so many paths have emerged, but their destination remains the same: freedom from suffering, unity with the divine, the realization of truth. The Buddha used the analogy of a raft. Imagine a man who needs to cross a river. He builds a raft and uses it to reach the other shore. But once he has crossed, he does not carry the raft on his back for the rest of his life. He leaves it behind. In the same way, religions are like raft stools to help us cross from ignorance to wisdom. They are not ends in themselves, So why? Then do followers of different religions argue? Why do they fight, hate, and separate themselves in the name of the same God or the same ultimate? The answer lies not in the teachings, but in the mind. The Buddha taught that the root of suffering is attachment to views, to identity, to the illusion of I and mine. When people cling to their religion not as a path, but as a possession, it becomes a source of division. They forget the spirit and worship only the form. The river is forgotten for the sake of the raft. Imagine blind men encountering an elephant for the first time. One touches its leg and declares, "The elephant is like a tree." Another feels its trunk and says, "No, it is like a snake." A third touches its side and insists, "You are both wrong. It is like a wall." Each man is sincere. Each man is partially right, but none sees the whole. The elephant is truth. The blind men are religious followers who cling to limited understanding. Their quarrels arise not from truth, but from ignorance. The Buddha did not deny that there may be a supreme reality that others call God, but he chose not to define it. He was silent about the metaphysical questions. Does God exist? Is the universe eternal? Is the soul immortal? Not because he had no insight, but because he saw such speculation as a distraction from the real work of awakening. What matters, he taught, is not whether one believes in God, but whether one becomes free from greed, hatred, and delusion. What matters is whether the mind is clear, the heart is compassionate, and one lives with awareness. Whether one chants in a mosque, meditates in a cave, lights candles in a cathedral, or bows before a tree, what matters is transformation. And here lies the beautiful paradox. In letting go of the need to define the one, the Buddha opened a path. That includes all seekers. He offered a mirror, not a map. He invited people to look within, to examine the nature of their own suffering, and to dissolve the illusion of separateness. When we look beyond names, we find that many religions point to similar truths. Kindness is better than cruelty. Humility is greater than pride. Life is sacred. Attachment leads to pain. Peace comes not from conquest, but from understanding. Even the idea of God shifts across traditions. In some faiths, God is a creator, in others, a destroyer. In some, a father, in others, a mother. Some see God as personal, others as impersonal, beyond form. In Buddhism, the idea of an eternal self or creator deity is not central, but the teachings still lead toward enlightenment, an awakened state, beyond ego and time. Is this different from salvation? Is it different from union with the divine? Or is it simply another way of saying the same thing? Consider the ocean. Rivers from distant lands flow into it. They carry different minerals, pass through different. Valleys take different turns. Some are fast, some slow. But all rivers lose their name when they reach the ocean. They become the ocean. In the same way, all religions, if practiced with sincerity and wisdom, lose their boundaries when they dissolve into truth. The Buddha once said, "Just as the great ocean has but one taste, the taste of salt, so too my teachings have but one taste, the taste of freedom." This freedom is not Buddhist. It is not Hindu or Christian or Muslim. It is beyond labels, yet we must also be honest. Religions have often caused pain. They have been used for power, for control, for war. Even today, people kill in the name of God. They exclude, condemn, and divide. But this is not the fault of religion itself. It is the fault of ignorance, of ego wearing the mask of holiness. The Buddha offered a path to transcend this, the eightfold path: right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. These are not Buddhist only. They are universal principles found in every great tradition. When a person truly walks this path, by any name they grow in love, wisdom, and compassion. And then they see the differences between religions are like languages. Different words, same meaning. One says Allah, another says Yahweh, another says Brahman, another emptiness, another says nothing at all. But the silence beyond these words is the same dot in the end. The question is not why there are many religions, but whether we can honor them without attachment, whether we can walk our path without arrogance, whether we can listen without needing to prove we are right, whether we can see in the eyes of another seeker, not a rival, but a fellow traveler on the road to the beyond. The Buddha smiled when people argued about gods. He saw that the heart of the matter was not who God is, but who we are when we speak of God. Are we kind? Are we awake? Do we cling to views, or do we let them go like leaves in the wind? So if God is one, why are there many religions? Because human beings are many, and their stories, cultures, and minds are many. But the heart that seeks is one. The longing is one. The truth, though named 1,000 ways, remains one. And as the Buddha taught, the way to that truth begins not in distant heavens, but in each moment of mindfulness, in each act of compassion, in each step toward awakening. Sit quietly, breathe, listen. Beyond the names, beyond the forms, beyond the doctrines, there is silence. And in that silence, you may hear it not as a voice, not as a thought, but as a presence. One that needs no name, because it was never separate to begin with. There are a great story about this topic. In one village, 5 blind men were asked to describe an elephant. One touched its leg. It's like a tree. Another touched its tail. It's like a rope. Another touched its trunk. It's like a snake. One touched the ear. It's like a fan. The last touched its side. It's like a wall. They argued endlessly. The Buddha explained, "You are all right, and yet you are all wrong. You each touched only one part of the elephant." Conclusion: truth has many sides. Understanding comes not from being right, but from listening. Thanks for watching. Our channel is new and needs your support. In our channel, you can find many videos on the history and philosophical teachings of Buddhism. Please subscribe to our channel to support the teachings of Buddha on YouTube. You can download our app from Google Play. Get notifications, daily quotes from Buddha, guided meditation methods, articles about Buddhist wisdom, and sutras from Pali Canon. Discover inner peace, cultivate mindfulness, and unlock the infinite wisdom of the Buddha with this app. Download link below.